His Glory are like, they're like,
Oh, we're live.
We're live. Sorry to interrupt you, Ken, but we're live on the Only Bond live stream and welcoming everybody to the show. And if you, oh my God, I'm talking like Michael Caine. Welcome everybody to the show. Thank you for joining us. And I know why I sound like Michael Caine. I'll tell you in a minute. But we have over there our man in the field, Daniel Gaster. How are you doing today, Daniel?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Pete. Thanks for having me again.
Good to see you, pal. Bottom left, we have Ken Stauffer from Oceanographer. How are we doing today, Ken?
Doing well, Pete. Thanks for having me.
Oh, Ken, I can't wait to do our episode on you stalking Brad and George down in New York. If anyone's following, and I presume everybody is following Ken on Instagram, he is staking out the location for the new Brad and George Clooney film and doing the Lord's work down there. And we're gonna do a separate chat, right? Oh, what's that?
No, they both signed this one for me last week. Pretty cool. I got selfies with both of them, and I've got a ton of videos from the set. A lot I haven't published yet. Oh, hey,
there we go. Those are the ones he hasn't published yet. Thanks for showing us, Dan. If you're on the live stream.
Very cool.
Great. And bottom right, editor of Bond Suits, co-author of From Tailors With Love. How are we doing today, Matt?
Doing well. How you doing, guys?
Yeah. All right, guys. We're all here. Fantastic. Well, we have a jam-packed show today, even though it's been a very slow news week, as always. It seems in the Bond world, it does feel like we're being fed scraps. But today we're going to do a little bit of bargain Bond. We're going to go through some of the news. And I thought we'd hit upon... Oh, we do have a feature right at the end that I'll play called The Lost Files. I'll tease you with that. It is terrible, so that's why I've stuck it right at the end. But before that, I thought the theme of the show would be quite interesting to touch upon. What would be an ideal location for a James Bond screening? And I put the feelers out to you guys. Matt, Dan, you got a couple of slides that will show on the live stream. Which one we got coming up first? Matt, this was your suggestion. Octopussy in a circus tent.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking of places where the kind of places that you're already sitting around in. If you could be sitting around, watching a circus, why not show a movie there too?
Yeah, that's a good show. Hey, as a complete sidebar, because I just watched Octopussy, I never realized that Colonel Peterson, the American, I think he's a colonel, might be a general. Anyway, the guy that goes, "Quiet, everyone, quiet," as they dispose the bomb. He's Harry Hamilton from Fawlty Towers. We've all seen Fawlty Towers. I know it's 40 years old. I've lost Ken. Sorry. You're going to move from that spot, Fawlty, or I bust your ass. It's a very famous Waldorf salad sketch, but he's that guy.
Yeah.
Bruce Bower, I think. Damn it, I should have saved that for a quiz. Dan, you were going to say something.
No, I'm trying to picture his face now in Octopussy because, we just saw it, and I can't quite picture it, but yeah.
Magda takes his wallet. How many years in prison would I get? And he goes, "Oh, about 10." And she goes, "I'll give it back." And I'm like, "Well, you already stole it, sweetheart, so I should ask you." Anyway, moving on. Sorry, but it's topical because John Cleese is bringing Fawlty Towers back. He's doing it with his granddaughter or daughter, forget now.
His daughter, yeah.
Yeah. So the long lost second series of Fawlty Towers. I know Ken will be pleased about that.
I don't think they've done that on US TV. I don't think I've ever seen it broadcast.
Have you ever seen an episode of Fawlty Towers?
Never. No.
Never. Matt.
Yeah, you're an Anglophone.
I have not either, but I hope that maybe one day I'll have a go at it.
There's only 12 episodes. It's not like you have to.
I know.
It's not like you have to really slap yourself in front of the mirror and go, "God, I've got to get through a whole." It's not like Star Trek where there's just years.
Exactly. I'm trying to get through some Star Trek right now. I have a Star Trek event to go to next week, so I'm trying to get through some episodes.
Really? I didn't know you were into Star Trek, Matt.
Nah, not much. I haven't watched Star Trek in years.
Keeping
so
us
we have
on
to
our
take
toes.
it next week. I see.
Yeah. Well, what other? Meanwhile, back at Bond, the Only Bond live stream, we got Quantum of Solace in Bregenz. I think Zed from Tie Another Day suggested this, right?
That was a Z suggestion, and then you suggested some alternatives to those two, Pete.
Yeah, well, the RAF base, but I kind of tied that into the Octopussy one. So that's kind of one and the same, but they can do a circus tent on an RAF base. But the Sienna Square, I think if you're going to do Quantum of Solace, it'd be better to do it in Sienna Square and have the horses go round. So you'd be in the middle, you'd have a big screen, and then the horse race would be you know, kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall here. What was another one, Dan?
Next one. So we've got Moonraker in flight in outer space.
That's great.
Yeah, you know, again, you're already sitting there, so you might as well put it on. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, like everyone watches, you know, film when they're on a plane. So why not when you're riding on your spacecraft? Who wants to look out the window into a nothingness of outer space?
That's true.
They cut down the walkouts by like 50%.
Yeah. It must be a really weird gig to apply for as well. We're just having a look at the really good looking people that are up there to repopulate the planet. I mean, how do you apply for that job? I want to know. Spencer's in the comments, Dan, isn't he? Old Spencer's joining. Hey, Spencer. Is Matt wearing a Frank Foster shirt or a Tambell and Nasser shirt? Matt, do you want to reveal?
Wearing neither. This is a shirt from Mason and Sons.
Whoa.
It's a Mr. Fish shirt from Mason and Sons.
Wow. Nice. Well, there you go, Spence. Great question. I'm going to call him Spence. Hope he's all right with that. So Die Another Day in an abandoned tube station. Zed suggested this. This is a terrible idea, Zed. There's no space on a platform to watch a Bond movie.
Was it Zed or Thomas? But yeah.
Oh, was it Thomas?
Either way.
Thomas suggested the pyramids.
Oh, yes. Did he suggest the pyramids? Yeah, that's a hot one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, the Charles Gray voiceover too, you know. At the pyramids at Giza.
Yeah. That for me is also my favorite Roger fight of the franchise. I mean, it's clearly not him in any of the shots, but he does like a really good kick, and then he does like the judo kind of signs where he's got his hands up like that, and then the music blares up.
It's such an unusual scene.
What, the fight scene?
Yeah, just the way that it's part of it's part of the show. The way that it's cut in with all the other stuff, it's just so dramatically presented.
He gets really roughed up in that one a bit too, which is unlike Roger, you know?
Yeah. Well, I really like that. He is kicking ass, but he's also got Barbara back watching him. So it's nothing better in a fight than having a really hot woman watch you kick ass, and then you just straighten your tie and walk off. In my opinion. Mark from Views from Mark suggested No Time to Die, Matera's Church Square. That's a good one. I like that one.
You just can't release the sheep, though. You know, that would ruin everything.
Release the what?
Release the sheep, you know?
Oh, yeah. That would, that'd be a hazard. Although you could also throw in some activities like launching yourself off a bridge with a rope or like a drive experience. And that's about it. Probably about
Can you get this motorbike up this side of a path? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You really got to sign a waiver for that one.
Yeah. I think Zed also. By the way, in the comments, if anyone's got any other suggestions, you can drop them in. But I think Zed suggested GoldenEye, the amphitheater minus the mime artists in Monte Carlo. Good shout. Good chat, and he just he walks through it, doesn't he? Just a little quick walk.
Are mimes like a common thing in Monte Carlo?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're French,
I wouldn't know, to be honest.
They were part of the show, right?
Yeah, it was part of the show that's being watched, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think that
so
mimes
strange.
French and Monte Carlo is just south. I feel like kind of like cultural.
Well, there were no mime artists when I was there. I've got to say.
Okay.
Boo. Although I couldn't get into the casino, I did ask, but they said hit the bricks. You don't look smart enough, and I think you have to pay to go in. You can't just be a tourist and do the walkthrough like Pierce did. Matt, you came up with another good one. This is more of like a Pinewood set location. So there's kind of like an offspring here, which I quite like. Which Pinewood set would you like to have a Bond screening in? And Matt, you chose this one.
Yeah, well, actually, I don't think they built this one at Pinewood. Wasn't this a different studio?
This might have been Leavesden. Was it Leavesden?
Yeah, Leavesden. Yeah, I believe. But I've always loved this set, and there's a fantastic screen there already, just waiting to screen a Bond film on. I mean, that screen is huge, perfect for putting a Bond film. So it's kind of why I think I'd love to watch a Bond film there.
And you've also got like the standing gallery. Like either side, you can see those on the stairs.
Yeah, there's just multiple. You could fit so many Bond fans in there.
Yeah, and you can get like everyone will bring their Parker pens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good shout. I like that one. What else we got? View to a Kill at the Eiffel Tower. So St. Jules Verne restaurant. Is it? Matt, this was another one of yours.
Yeah, I think it's just a nice place to. Fantastic place. I mean, even though I think that is a Pinewood set there.
It is.
But the real place, there is a real one that you could go to, and why not put a screen of Bond film there?
It is the most heartless. I mean, they say that Roger's most heartless moment is in Fear Eyes Only, as he kicks Do Jimmy Flip off the cliff face right in the car. But having a quip when your mate has just been pierced through the cheek with a barbed butterfly hook and just going, "There's a fly in his soup," I mean, and then running off. That's pretty cold.
Maybe this guy was just way too French for Bond. Just putting it, I think Bond just couldn't believe how French this person was and just couldn't take him seriously.
Yeah, he used to be a mime too,
Yeah, and you know what? He's probably just sick of picking up the tab. Right, because he had to pick up Magda's tab when she ordered all that stuff. This guy goes, "Oh yeah, since you're paying the bill," and he's like, "Oh Jesus Christ, why am I always stumping the bill for these fuckers?" I can't remember who suggested
the Golden Gate Ken Bridge.
I think it was me. Yeah, yeah. You just stop all the traffic on the bridge, put up a big tarp, project the movie. You're gonna get a lot of groans, but probably about the same number you'd normally get for A View to a Kill. So.
Nice one. I thought you actually meant at the top of the Golden Gate Bridge. I thought you meant like actually where they are, like where they're fighting at the top.
Up on the top.
You've got to climb up to get to watch it. Yeah.
Show it on the blimp. Just show it on the.
Well, that's the overflow seating.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
That's the opera box or whatever.
Okay, let's rattle through it. We've got like 10 minutes left or so. We've got so many slides to get through. Goldfinger, Fort Knox, another great Pinewood set. Probably Pinewood, I'd say.
Yeah, that's Pinewood.
Yeah, that's Pinewood.
But you could do it in the real Fort Knox too, if they let us in.
Well, I don't think they even let these guys in, did they? I don't think they let anyone in.
Not.
Yeah.
You can't stack gold like that. It's too small.
Yeah. That's apparently it. But didn't they write a letter afterwards to Ken Adam or someone saying, "Look, I can't believe it, but you got this dead nuts on. We're not giving the game away, but the way you designed this was pretty special." So if you want to imagine what Fort Knox looks like. And what else was what actually really irks me about this scene? It's not inside Fort Knox, but it's how quickly everybody goes to ground the minute the gas is dispensed from the airplanes. I know they're supposed to be faking it, but literally before the gas is even let out the canister, they're like just kind of flop to the ground. And no one's running around holding their necks.
Nobody messed up. They all do it right on cue. Like, did they have rehearsals? I don't understand.
Yeah. I mean,
they're in the military. They can do things.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure. I bet they've already had like some kind of drill where everyone has to drop at once.
Oh, I love the idea of a faint drill. But I mean, they only had it like with hours' notice, didn't they? Because they got the message through, so they didn't have a lot of time to prepare for all that. Anyway, moving on. Thunderball I do like the idea that they've all got to practice that somewhere. Thunderball in the Whitehall briefing room. Who suggested that?
That was me.
I think
These
this
are
was
both
another-
me, weren't they?
Are they?
Okay. I think they were both you, Matt. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, I like that, but it kind of gives it. You can only squeeze about 8 people into that screening, Matt. That'll be quite a pricey.
You got 9 chairs there.
Sorry, I stand all of 9. I would say though,
just stand up at the back, Pete. Just stand up at the back.
I've loaded these up. This for me would be a better Pinewood screening. We've got Octopussy and the Burkhoff presentation. General Orloff giving his explanation with the how everyone's going to invade. That and then you have the revolving platform there.
Yeah, I do like that one.
Live and Let Die in downtown New Orleans. Who was this?
I think these were both me, but by this point we'd moved on to just places where you could put a big screen. I suggested these, I was just thinking like, oh, here's the places I like visiting. We gotta move on.
The Live and Let Die. I had an idea for this, Ken. Though this was yours.
Yeah.
You could have it in some place like a filet o fish, not filet o fish. Filet o sole. Thank you. Filet o fish. That's a McDonald's order. But you walk in and everybody sits on these stools and it's really uncomfortable. But all of a sudden you then sink through the floor, and then that's where the screening and the really cool room is. Yeah. So I think that's how you'd make that work. Jonathan Pinfield says Stoke Park Country Club for Goldfinger. Yes. Bring your own gold bullion for entry. Yeah. Well, the gold could be like the chocolates, right? You'd open up the gold and it would be like a 4 or 5 Ferrero Rochers in there. You can eat whilst watching the movie. I'll write to Eon later. Let him know. Yeah. And at Hemingway House in Key West.
Yeah, again, that's just a locale I visited that I like. It would be a cool place for like a gathering, but the problem is that there are all these 6-toed cats walking around. So
hey, I got a picture. This is a picture I took of the cat when I was there.
It's just like being at home. It's just cats there, you know.
You've been there, Ken, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it nuts how the cats just have the roam of the place, right? So
they own it. Yeah.
You go into various rooms. Matt, you been?
No, not yet.
Dan, you been to Hemingway House? Okay, so
it's like a time capsule, you know. Like you try not to change anything from when he was alive. So
it's a really beautiful building. The balcony's there where he does the leap off, and you got the lighthouse in the background. That apparently, didn't he like the lighthouse because that's how he knew how to get home when he was pissed? I think that's the story of why Hemingway got the house there. But anyway, you're on this tour of Hemingway House, and there are bits that are sectioned off with rope, like the bed, for example. You can go in the bedroom, but you can't sit on the bed. But you're there, and you're like, you can't do anything or move anything. But yet the cat can bounce on the bed and start licking its nuts, and it's just looking at you, going, "Well, there you go, guys. The beauty of being a cat."
Yeah, there were like 6 cats on the bed when I walked through that room.
Yeah. It is pretty, and they've got their own like veterinarians, like they have their own doctors that come and look after the cats. Pretty crazy.
It's like a big guest house to the side for all the cats. There's got to be
That's right. Yeah, because I think he wrote the stuff in the guest house, didn't he? So he would write his books up in his studio in the guest house, but the cats are they're all there having a great time.
Yeah, he had a really regimented day for like an alcoholic. Like he would wake up and then go to the guest house, write for 5 hours, and then he would go out.
Well, much like Fleming. Pretty regimented.
Back
to organized. Huh? Yeah, back to Bond. Back to the only Bond live stream. remember that? Okay, we've got to zip through. I think we're running out of time. I didn't expect to hang fire on all these, but it's good. I'm enjoying this, and that's the main thing. It's my enjoyment levels.
Yes, Pete.
Thank you, Dan.
Go to the news.
Yeah, shall we do some news? Wait a second. Let's hit some news.
Gentlemen and ladies, hold the presses. This just in.
Okay, Dan, what has been released news-wise from the 007 store this week?
So this week, for coming up to Valentine's Day, Bond store have released 3 bottles of Bollinger, which are just normal run-of-the-mill bottles of Bollinger. There doesn't seem to be any, other than the fact that I think that it's Valentine's Day coming up. They've just decided to stick some Bollinger on their site.
So there's no
Asking
news this week. There's no news.
We were talking that these would be the better pictures for selling the Bollinger.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. So I mean, the picture that they went for. Go back a slide. Was it
Yeah,
Daniel Craig? Okay, Madeline Swan and Bond on the train from Spectre having that romantic drink before it all goes wrong. But we thought of some better images that could have been appropriate. Oh, Roger. There's Roger. So we have Magda having a loving cup. Bollinger in there. Oh, what's the name of the other girl from Rio in Moonmaker?
Emily, is your first
What do you
name?
do if you can't samba? How do you kill?
Maybe.
Is it how many hours? Is it 5 hours?
Yeah, that's right.
How do you kill
I think
5
you're
hours?
5 hours in Rio if you don't sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember her name, but it's a great image of him just taking off the belt to her robe there.
Manuela is the character's name.
Brilliant. Well done, Matt. Well done.
Manuela. And I think Emily Bolton is the actress.
That's why you get the big bucks. But
Thing.
it is a strange scene because he's already in the room. He's tipping the guy at the door or the lady at the door. And then he's in the room and then she's already shaking a drink and then he just notices her. So, oh, you've been in the room the whole time preparing drinks? I always thought that was weird.
She was following him from the airport too, so somehow she beat him up to the room.
That's
I
right.
guess
Yeah.
he's checking in or whatever.
She was driving that. What was she driving? Like a Bentley or something?
No, it was a Brazilian car.
Ooh.
It looks similar to an MG, but it's not.
I thought it was small.
Uh-huh. I did have another idea for a photo they could use for the branding. And again, if you're on YouTube, this is just a second when Mayday takes off her robe and you could just see the back. I couldn't find a high quality image for this, but I think they could just use like a really low res screenshot from YouTube and it would just be as effective. So don't worry about that, Dan. I did wonder if Bollinger ever paid to be in the films. I found an old column where I think they said that they've never paid to be in the films, but that's changed. So back in the day, they said, well, just the Bond franchise just said, give us free 4 crates of Bollinger, whatnot, and then we'll call it quits. But nowadays, it's much more transactional. Matt, you were going to say something?
Yeah. So they have been like providing it since Moonraker. Is that they've been providing it for the film since Moonraker? And then,
yeah. So I mean,
and they paid it, and they started paying to be in the films at some point.
Oh yeah. So let me just really quickly read this bit out from an article in the Mirror. Daniel Craig said Heineken's money. He was talking about Heineken helped to meet the film's cost. A movie like this, talking about No Time to Die, costs $118 million. It's the nature of it, the size of the movie, and it costs another $200 million to sell it. So the 200 million has to come from somewhere, and Bollinger has reportedly paid about 10 million quid to be linked with the James Bond franchise again, carrying on the 40-year partnership. So interesting. I thought that was, because you've got to have an idea of how these things are funded. Dan, we had a shout out. Moving swiftly on from Bollinger.
Yes.
So we had a shout out this week on the Bond Experience YouTube channel. David was joined by Joe Darlington of Being James Bond and Carl Barbeau from Easy Smiles and Lovely Watches.
Yeah.
Beautiful smiles and inexpensive timepieces. But what did they say? They had some nice glowing reports, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They said that they liked the live streams that we were doing as of recently with Matt and with Ken. So they were very complimentary about what we're doing. And
with other guests that we've had on, Thomas and Mark and all that gubbins. But yeah, it was nice to hear them plug us. But we thought there might have been the odd channel that they left off the list, but obviously they've only got time to squeeze in so many. But Ken, did you have any others that you wanted to give a shout out to, of people that you pay attention to in the community?
Yeah, sure. I'm just going to name a couple. I'm pretty active on Instagram, and there's a few guys that either friends or people that I interact with there. There's The Style Is Not Enough, That's Gabriel in Chile. He's actually written his own Bond fan novel called Always Play to Win. It's I haven't finished it, but it's pretty good actually.
Yeah.
And another friend of mine is Mike Poplowski in New Jersey. He runs a Instagram account called The Culture of Bond.
I think they mentioned Mike.
Did they mention Mike? Well, then,
yeah, he's mentioned in there.
Yeah, but no, that's a good shout. He is nailed on. I often think that we should try and hoodwink him and get him on the show at some point, because I'd certainly like to. I haven't really connected with Mike, that's why. So I'd certainly like to talk to him. But
and one point, if you like Bond music and you like covers of it, okay, I've alienated everybody. Check out The Things I Do for New England on Instagram. It's my friend Cameron. He does instrumental acoustic covers on his guitar. Does a lot of Bond, some non-Bond. If you watch his stories every day, has got some Bond insight. So check that out. The Things I Do for New England.
Nice. Give those a look in. Matt, who do you watch?
So one person who did acknowledge that he was not mentioned in there was Bill Koenig of the Spy Command. I think he does wonderful work, and I think he had actually mentioned that this whole the Davisville video didn't really mention websites, so it was really it was about YouTube, podcasts, about Instagram, but there's the people that create all these wonderful websites, including the From Tailors with Love website that has so much great work from Dan here and from Ace-Gay. Just so much great content on these on the internet. The old-fashioned internet. Yeah, seems kind of old-fashioned. I guess,
world will read again, Matthew.
Yeah, and so and I think and I think Pete, you were saying about Bond lifestyle with Remmert.
Yeah, I mean, so I check out obviously both James Bond lifestyle. I think for the heavyweights and the founding blocks of the communities, I do think it's yourself, Matt, David, Joe Darlington, and Remmert. I think these are the people that kind of were the hub to begin with, online at least, right? Well, obviously before that was fanzines, Graham Ryan, all that stuff. I'm not kind of,
but no, some of the other old timers online, with the James Bond dossier.
So what I wanted to say about David Lee and Remmert is that they both do really good newsletters. Anders does a really good newsletter as well, From Sweden with Love. But the newsletters we bung one out as well on our channel. I'm kind of glued to the newsletters, but David's, I think, is probably my favorite and the first one that I often that I cottoned onto. So, but yeah, I mean, it was great that we got a shout out on David's channel. So really appreciate that. And you've only got enough time in the day to nominate everyone, so maybe he'll do a separate video at some point with websites. Dan, did you have another one?
I mean, I didn't. I mean, my time is a little bit less available these days, but I did spot this earlier today, which I thought worth a mention. I'll just pop it up here. Oh, it's not come up as I was hoping, but this was forwarded by George Lazenby's Twitter account, and it's basically a petition for Lambeth Council to reinstate the Lazenby lamppost. Now, this is something that we went to over half a year ago, Pete. We did
Suit Up Saturday, and we did the Hammersmith Bridge, British Bond Addicts, yourself, Thomas, Plenty Never Dies. So we did all this, and Zed Zolfi came down as well.
Yeah. And but the lamppost has been sort of ruined, to put it bluntly. And this is a petition basically to have the lamppost re-erected.
Cool. At Lambeth_Council, if you want to pester them. I said I was going to write an open letter ages ago where you should have like a little ramp. So they should sort it out. But rather than have people kind of jump up, and it's a health hazard, right? Just have a little ramp. And then have one of them like pay as you go, like connector things. So you just bang like an Oyster card, just smack it, and then you could just donate £2. I don't know, to something. Maybe to get the lamppost fixed for a start. Yeah, that'd be good. Just very quickly, I wanted to give a shout out to these guys, which is Bond in Color, that I see on Twitter. I think more than I see anywhere else. They've been around a while, but they take some stills and I guess they digitize them and play with them and get them into the real world of color. And I'm just showing one here of a deleted scene from A View to a Kill where Bond is in jeans, wearing the chevron cap, and yeah, it's interesting because that particular shot, I was actually after that cap for ages. I was looking at it on eBay. I thought it'd be really cool to have that cap. I even got hold. I think I got hold of like the marketing department at Chevron to try and get this cap. Anyway, about a month later, after everyone told me to hit the bricks, I said to David, I said, I don't suppose you know. And David Zarinsky goes, oh yeah, I've got that cap. And he just sent me a picture of it. Look at his split. So he's got that cap. I don't know if he's got the cap, but he certainly has that cap in his collection. Crikey, guys, it's like half an hour gone by. Whiz by, jeepers. We need to get onto some bargain bond, don't we? 1 second, one moment. Let me bring up some bargain bond. Right, okay, so
you want to do the trivia real quick, Pete, or you want to skip?
Oh, crikey, the trivia. Yes, the trivia. Ken, got a trivia question.
Real quick. Which current A-list actor had a grandfather who fought Connery's Bond in the 60s? So,
wow.
Grandfather, who's the actor today? He had a grandfather fought Connery's Bond back in the 60s Bond.
Great question. Yeah. And you think that it's probably, well, I won't give anything away, but it's a great question.
I think somebody might.
Someone might go. Leave a link, leave a comment, and if you know,
if you get it right, we'll show you.
Yeah. Do you know that one, Dan?
Only because we shared in our chat.
Oh right, I thought Ken shared it with me personally, but there we go. Right, we got the bargain bond. Right, what we got hold on a second.
How much should it fetch? 250, 300,000 pounds, anything more.
Okay, so first up, we have free signed autographs on Facebook Marketplace. One of them is a Pierce Brosnan with his elbow over a car door. I think the other two photos are of people not as important as Pierce Brosnan. It's not free photos of Pierce Brosnan, but three other celebrities. So
one of them is Jude Law, who might even fetch. But so this is a lot of three of them. Only Brosnan's only one of them, and he's not as big of a star as Jude Law is.
Well, you think what? You think Jude Law is a bigger star?
Jude Law's a bigger star. Oh yeah.
You think that? I don't know about that.
Brosnan only has Bond.
Yeah, I'd say that's debatable. Yeah,
I think that's up for grabs. That opinion. Well, not the opinion, but the
Yeah.
I don't think that's.
I love that he took the time to sign Love and Life before
Loving Life. Oh, is that what Pierce has signed it as? Loving. Oh yeah, he's Loving Life.
And
Pierce
Life.
Brosnan, yeah.
Okay, all right. Ken, how much do you think the? Oh, he did say on the third photo though, he doesn't know who it is, so he couldn't list it. But I took a picture. I'm gonna just have to see if I can load it in. You talk amongst yourselves, Dan.
All right, yeah. So this last week when I've been visiting the set, I've seen like over 100 guys that they just go out and they try to get as many autographs as possible and sell them. And so I feel like I've got a little inside edge on this. I think with Jude and Pierce together and this third unknown, I'm gonna go 150 quid.
150
pounds.
150 pounds. Is that what I mean? Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's higher. I'm gonna say 200 pounds.
200 pounds. Okay. Well, you can't put a price on this, or can you? Yes. He's asking for 12,345 pounds.
You know, it's that unknown person.
Yeah,
it's the unknown person that makes it special.
Look, okay, this is no good for your podcast listeners, but this is the third person, and I think I know who it. Well, it's
Justin Lee Collins.
Justin Lee Collins. He's even signed it, Justin Lee Collins.
Yeah.
He's put JL. You know who this guy is, Ken?
No, I don't. No.
Matt?
No idea.
Actually, he's really good. Oh, hold on, let me get him off the screen. He's a really good presenter, and he gets all of the old cast members for TV shows back together in the same room. So he did the A-Team once, where he got everybody apart from BA. He did have a sit-down talk with Mr. T, but everybody got in the same room. And he does like this guerrilla interviewing. So you'd have like who played Face? What's his name? Anyway, so like Face is Dirk Benedict Dirk.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Burke Benedict. Anyway,
so someone's going to get a real steal of from his autograph then.
That's right, for 12K. All right, yeah, let's move on. Right. Oh, this one's a good one. So Sean Connery's armchair. Now, the description is, this is indeed Sean Connery's armchair from his house in Hyde Park in London. I don't have any paperwork, but trust me, it is. Matt, Ken, you went first last time, right?
Yeah, that's right. Let Matt go.
Okay, and I think Matt won the last round. So Matt, you go first this time.
Okay. Gotta say that this chair, because it's in such bad shape and there's no provenance of it, it's I'm gonna say 50 pounds.
Oh,
Wow.
50 pounds.
50 pounds. That's a steal.
Yeah, I'm not going to play those Prices Right games. I'm not going to go like 51 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go 500 pounds.
Okay. Well, hold on a sec.
Oh, damn.
It's 500. Bang on. That
bang
is
on.
Wow.
spooky. Wow, Ken. You win a Fabergé egg, my friend. That
Girl
is
that talking
pretty
to
sick.
If you were playing Prices Right, you get a bonus for getting it spot on.
Yeah. Oh, Ken said he wasn't playing Prices Right. Just for
Property of a lady.
The next one, we have an album. It's a 12-inch single on vinyl. It's The Pretenders. If There Was a Man is the name of the song. Ken, how much do you think this is going for?
Okay, so I can't find this song on Spotify. So I think you do need it on physical media. So 10 pounds.
10 pounds.
10 pounds from.
Matt, what are you going in at?
I'm gonna say 20 pounds.
20 pounds. Hey, on the album cover though, don't you like it that they're both leaning on a strip pole? It has echoes of Barrelhead Bar,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Yeah.
I think it's
Dan.
it's like a pipe, like a heating pipe.
Is it a pipe, like a fireman's pipe?
Yeah, like if you look at not like a fireman's pole. I mean, just like you see at the bottom, there's like.
Yeah, I see that.
Dan, blow up the image. We got to get to the bottom of this.
No, wait,
we don't
where's everybody gone on the B side?
Oh, I don't know what's. Oh, I guess it has to be, right? Oh, Dirty Love on the B side. Oh no, that's
No,
not
that's the other
is it?
film.
Yeah.
That's the other film.
And that's the other film, of course. That'd
Yeah.
just be weird. So how much is it, Dan? How much is this going for?
It's 7. 7
Oh,
pounds.
£7. That's a bargain. And you can pick that up in. Oh, I can't read that.
Bursley?
Bursley.
Dursley.
Bursley? I don't know.
I like it on the map. There's actually no population around it. It's just in the middle of a field somewhere.
There's a place called
Dursley, yeah.
Berkeley next to it.
All right. What have we got next? Oh, this was contributed by Thomas, I think. Die Another Day. It's a movie promotion standee original. So a big, huge cardboard cutout, I think, of Daniel Craig. How much do you think this is going for, Matt? Is it your turn?
Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan.
Is that
Die
Pierce
Another Day.
Brosnan? Is it?
Yeah, Die Another Day is Pierce
Oh, of
Brosnan.
course. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Well, he was
How much
standing
is that?
next to the No Time to Die poster. That's what threw me. Matt.
Yeah. Is that what 400 pounds?
400. Ooh.
400 pounds.
Ken.
Not nearly that much. I go 80 pounds.
Oh.
Also, this looks like a bargain. Like this looks like the bargain basement of like David's.
But if,
This is like David's
that was-
throwaways.
but it's an authentic it's an authentic piece promoting the movie. It's
I agree,
not,
but they made a lot of these. I'm still sticking with 80.
I would love one of these, by the way. I'd need to get a cardboard cutout. How much is
will
this
this
going
be in
for,
your-
Dan?
Will this be in your basement next week?
I hope so. Depends how much it is. Ooh,
90.
90 sheets.
Oh.
Ken, nearly there with 80. I think that's it, isn't it?
Where's one more? We got one more.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, how could we forget this one? This is a Moonraker signed photo of Blanche Ravellec. Dolly, basically, as we know her from Moonraker. How much do you think this is going for, Ken?
No offense to Miss Ravellec. 10 pounds.
Hey, Matt, bearing in mind the condition of this is new. It's not been sullied in any way. How much do you think this is going for?
I would. I'll give it 40 pounds.
40. Okay. How much does this go for, Dan?
It's 5,000.
£7.25.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's a steal.
That's 4 bids so far.
Oh, actually, do you know what? Yeah,
Oh,
I'm doing her an injustice. This was taken off eBay, I think, when it was first listed. We'll have to. So yeah, it's still up. It's
Check
still
the
up for grabs,
listing.
I think. Yeah. So anyway, we did it at the time of listing. Ken, I think you were closest, right? Who won that one?
Is it Ken?
I think Ken.
I think Ken won this
I
one.
think Ken is a
Ken won that.
landslide. Fantastic. Well done, Ken. Well, guys, we did have some listener mail, but it's getting on a bit, and we've got a feature to do. We've got the Lost Files, haven't we, Dan? But before we play this, just want to thank everyone for jumping on. Dan for producing the slow as the show. Ken, we can't wait to have you on for a special episode of documenting what's going on with Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Yeah, let's do that next week. Yeah.
But in the meantime, we can all see it over on the Instagram channel at Oceansographer. Matt over at Bond Suits just released the start of a new series.
Yeah, I'm reviewing the wardrobes as an overall thing. Each wardrobe overall for as a series for my blog in order. So I've just started with Dr. No.
Great. No spoilers, but it's a very, very good rating that you've given that one.
Oh.
And so we're going to play out with this. I wasn't going to play it because it's a little bit rough around the edges, but I do think it will get better. And Nathan Woodgate is saying, "See you later, guys," and until next time. Dan, how do I play this? Oh, I know. I need to go to the movie. Here we go.
You got it.
Always have an escape plan.
Are you coming back up, Q?
Yes, hold on a moment. Did that look cool, though?
Did what look cool?
You know, that bit about me having an escape plan, then lowering myself down.
Yes, very cool.
Blast!
What is it?
The motor on the hydraulics is buggered. Damn it.
Have you checked the control circuit?
Yes, done all that.
Maybe it's the 5A slow blow fuse protecting the coil of the connector.
It could be if the voltage being supplied to the coil is drastically exceeding the voltage the coil requires.
Bond, M is on the phone.
Bond, where are you?
I'm with Q. He's stuck down in a recess beneath the snooker table. The hydraulics have gone.
The hydraulics are buggered.
Russian separatists have stormed the MI6 building. It's only a matter of minutes before they take control.
Oh my god. What do you suggest we do?
Has he turned it on and off again?
Yes, done all that.
Perhaps the control cable in the shaft is shortening. Q, if you're working a neutral, ungrounded system, the high voltage fuses used to protect voltage transformers often abnormally blow out. Try the fuse box. See if the electric breaker switches have been flipped downwards.
There you are, M. Prepare to die.
Oh, hold on a moment, something's happening. We're in business. Yes, by Jove, you've cracked it, M.
You've saved the day again, M.
I suppose I did get one thing right.
Right, I'm off to the pub.
I'll give you a lift.
Oh.
I tried